coffee cup for
Ooh, continuity
Same
purposes.
continuity.
Very nice. Well, I introed the first one, so you get to intro the second one.
No.
Part 2! Welcome back, everyone! If you didn't see the first one, there's a first video where I asked my lovely father here questions about my childhood and raising me as a single dad and how he created such an amazing ball of perfection. Back to the hard-hitting questions. We all know, obviously, that Santa is real. Duh. But do you remember when I claimed to learn that Santa wasn't real, even though he is?
Yeah, sort of.
Well, for the
I
sake
think
of...
I reminded you that if you didn't believe in Santa, you might not bring presents.
And then I wised up real quick. And then I was like, I love Santa. Praise Santa. Praise
Obviously, you
Santa.
learned your lesson.
Well, we used to go on walks around the block to
Yeah.
look for Santa and his
Right.
reindeer in
And
the
you always
sky.
come back, and Santa would come while we were gone. Oops.
I do remember, like, confronting you, though, about Santa one time and being like, how could you lie to me?
And I don't remember that at all.
You didn't give a... You were like, I don't care. Like, what are you going to do
I mean,
about
it's
it?
funny, though, because I remember when I was about, I don't know what age you were then, but when I was around 10, I had this electronic set, and I was going to build a Santa trap.
Oh!
Basically like a burglar alarm to catch Santa. It would set off an alarm and
Devious.
Santa tripped a little photo detector. So I told my dad about this.
Oh, you fool! The one flaw! Your hubris!
And he promised me that Santa wouldn't come if I tried that.
He didn't even want to deal with it. He was like, I'm not going to avoid it. I just don't want to deal with it. This is a pressing question that I have no recollection of it whatsoever. And I don't know if it happened. I'm going to jump to the point. Did I ever walk in on you and a lady?
No, I don't think so. I think I would remember that.
Nice.
I mean, I remember when it's happened in other situations, so yeah, I'm sure you never did.
Did John Eric and Emily ever do it?
No, I don't think so.
Nice, Dad. Keeping it sneaky. Keeping it on the DL.
I'm just trying to broke if there were any close calls. There were probably close calls, but I don't remember anything.
You've dodged so many bullets of being a single dad. You've dodged so many embarrassment bullets.
That's good.
Okay, now you have to be 100% honest for this one. It's the law. Was I a better or worse baby than my siblings?
Well, as a baby, Emily had colic, so she was awful. I mean, she was a nice kid and all, but she was like...
The shade. She was terrible. Emily was terrible. Emily's out.
Well, I mean, it hurt her more than it hurt us, but she was just very memorable of having a very difficult babyhood. John Eric, I remember he got a lot of earaches, but actually they both did, especially John Eric, and you didn't get all the earaches.
I'm just waiting for you to say best, because that should have been your instant answer.
Oh, you don't understand
Best,
about
best,
parenting.
best.
That's just the opposite of what you do.
It sounds like due to process of elimination, I was the best baby.
You're probably the easiest baby in terms of not having colic and not having earaches.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's harder on the kids than it is on the parents, although it doesn't seem that way at the time when you're a parent.
I probably did make the worst first impression as a baby on you.
On me. But you remember Emily was born with teeth, so think about her first impression on your mom.
My first impression with Dad was he picked me up for the first time, and I peed on him.
Yeah.
Girl's gotta go, and a girl's gotta go.
Yeah. And you weren't supposed to be able to do that either. But then babies aren't supposed to be born with teeth, so.
That's what I was gonna ask. I was like, why did I have a functioning bladder that was full?
Well, I mean, normally when you're in the womb, I think all that kind of gets taken care of by the placenta. I don't know.
I said hello world in the boldest choice I knew how.
Definitely.
True actor. I was already
my
making
place.
bold choices. Yeah, and I was setting the authority there. It was like, and I'm in the world now. I'm in charge. Thank you. There was obviously a time where like I had to go to the bathroom with you because I was so young. Scale of 1 to 10, how degrading is that?
What?
Just like, it's like when I'm going to the bathroom and Velcro, my cat, would just be sitting there watching me. Hated that. I imagine it's probably about the same, like a cat watching you, where you're just like,
I guess
don't
I'm
like
not
it.
quite following your question.
Like, was there an age where I just like followed you into the bathroom? I would like follow you wherever you went, and the bathroom was one of those places.
No, I would close the door and lock it. Lock it.
Scratch at the door, like much like a cat.
I thought you were going to ask about the typical thing about dads having to bring their little girls into the men's room.
Was that embarrassing whenever you had to bring me into the guys' room?
No.
I don't remember any of those instances either. Oh, pretty. For you.
There's always the question of which dressing room to go in when we're at Target trying on clothes.
What was the weirdest single dad moment for you?
Well, the one I remember the most was John Eric when the first time I went out on a date. I was trying to leave. He kind of grabs me like this with a tear in his eyes and says, "Dad, you're not going to go get married, are you?" And I come. I mean, he was afraid I was going to marry this girl on my first date and never come back.
And you're like, chill, I ain't desperate.
So that was like really awkward.
When you started dating, how did you go about like introducing me to, or ladies to me? And like, how long would you have to be involved with them before you felt comfortable introducing them to me?
I mean, everything was, I think, age specific. So as you were older, I didn't think about it much at all. When you were really young, it was really Tanya was the only one I really dated for a long time. She had a little kid too, so I don't think we wasted much time. In fact, I think our first date, she actually came and picked me up.
And I met her then?
I think so.
Huh.
I wouldn't be surprised.
How did I react to Tanya?
I think she was kind of like in a different world. I think you liked her fine.
I guess at some point you told me that she was your girlfriend.
Yeah.
How far into that was that?
You know, Tate and her were coming over for dinner, really quickly because
Yeah.
we both had kids, including little kids. So and you had a mom, so Tanya was trying to be your mom. I mean, I remember she was sometimes corrected you, and I don't think she always liked it, but she most of the time tried to stay out of your business.
The only thing I really remember is that one time you were heading out to go dancing, and I was like, all right, bring me home a new mommy. And you were like, I don't like that joke. And then I was like, all right, fair enough. But I was probably older at that point. I was probably a teenager.
Actually, I do remember that.
I mean, you had so many legitimate female dancing friends that it would be nearly impossible for me to tell the difference.
Exactly.
I'd have no real reason to...
Exactly, yeah. You said also, a lot of the cases, people that I might have dated actually might have seen you out dancing with me because I used to drag you along a lot.
It must have been something that was on your mind, though, when you were dating, was like, what's the appropriate time to introduce her to my kids? Or not so much?
People really worry about that a lot, and I just figured whatever came natural would come natural. I think a lot of parents are so kind of overmanage that situation. I always thought, well, what will be, will be. I know one of the concerns, of course, is a kid getting too close and then being hurt when the relationship doesn't work.
Yeah.
So that would have been a concern, but to me that concern is actually lessened when it's more of a casual thing than a big, let's really try hard to be family.
Yeah.
Once you make that decision, I think it's easier just to have people around. So.
And I obviously never had an adverse reaction to whoever you were dating. I never remember thinking that they would be a replacement for mom or anything. Yeah. Like, I seem to remember being pretty chill about whatever your love life was. Right. Besides keeping me alive as an infant, which doesn't count, how many times would you say that you have saved my life?
I don't remember. Do you remember any times I saved your life?
Yeah. Oh, totally. I remember we were on a double-decker bus one time, and it, came to a real sudden stop. We were in the very front of the second floor, and I nearly just launched forward, and you just, caught me. Boom, like that real quick. That was probably pretty close. I think in the parking lot of H-E-B, maybe, there was a time where I almost got backed into by a car, and you yanked me out of the way. You're like, man, I'm amazing. What can I say? There was the time you dropped me. Well, I asked to be let go in the pool.
Yeah, you're like 2 years old, and we were in the pool in Italy, and we were just playing around, and you got really tired of me holding you, and I informed you that you would sink if I let you go, and you still...
I'm stubborn.
So I said, okay. You just sank like a rock. So I pick you up, and your eyes were like this. But I don't think that counts. I don't think that counts as saving your life.
Considering you put me in the spot in the first place. You're like, well, survival of the fittest.
If you have to save your kid's life, that means you probably did something to put them in danger in the first place. So
it's fair.
That's not necessarily a good sign of good parenting.
You're saying you were too good at parenting to have any of those mishaps.
You can put it that way.
What did that say? There was some warning on there. Hold on. We ran out of battery. I had to plug my camera in. We're finishing this indoors. What's the music I listened to as a kid that you liked the most? Or did you have any guilty pleasure songs?
I don't remember that so much as just the TV shows you guys used to watch.
What was your favorite TV show that we watched?
Well, there's My Little Pony.
My Little Pony was great. That was a movie, though. That was the original My Little Pony movie.
What's the one that has I'll Go It Alone?
That's the My Little Pony movie.
I like that one.
Classic.
And then there was this Christian movie where there's like a little troll or something. He's going up the mountaintop.
The Troll Prince.
Right. What was the song in that one? I like that one.
Down, well, there were multiple. There was down the mountain, the mountain, the mountain, and then there was God loves all He made, even evil trolls.
I hated the Popples.
Aw. Those were all.
Rainbow bright, filled with shining light.
That was a little more Emily.
Oh, was it?
I didn't quite hit that one.
What would have been the media back then? CDs or tapes, cassettes? You were more a CD era, right?
Oh, you went back to music? It would be CDs.
Okay.
Well, by the time I got to the age where like I was listening to my own music, it would have been CDs, and it would have been like Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears,
Yeah.
NSYNC. I know you liked "Oops, I Did It Again."
That's the one I was trying to think of. That's exactly the one I was
I did it again. I don't blame you. I guess trout fishing in America. We listened to that one together.
Yeah, all the kids did.
This is the last question. I guess it's deeper than I intended the last question to be. Because again, I don't remember much about it. I was very young. How did I handle you and Mom's divorce?
I think it was probably easier for you than the others just because you're so young and you really didn't understand it. I remember one time being over at the swimming pool at Mom's house and you trying to push us together. Like physically push
I was
us
parent
together.
trapping you.
Exactly.
I was trying to parent trap you.
Exactly.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, I remember your mom says.
No, don't cut it out. You're making it awkward. I was like 4 or 5.
You would have been almost 6.
That's so interesting because I don't really remember ever. I didn't want y'all to get divorced, but I don't remember like being super cut up about it. Like especially when I got older, I understood that it was better. You know, that it was like for the best that y'all stayed separated because it made for 2 happier parents rather than one unit of unhappy. It wasn't anything that like scarred me or anything. I guess maybe the age I was at was primo age for something like that. And I had my siblings, so
Yeah, I don't remember.
too.
Never much. I mean, you're just a happy kid.
I parent trapped y'all. That's so funny. Kids make things
You're so
awkward
sweet.
sometimes.
Or they took both your hands and like put our cheeks together, like tried like that.
Now kiss.
It's exactly like that.
Ah, well that's
And I was
sweet.
like, oh. And your mom was like, oh.
Well, hey, that's my childhood. That's all. That's all of it.
No, it's not true.
Goes by so quickly, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, did I hear a couple little sniffles coming from over there?
No.
Oh, great, cool.
I mean, that's not your childhood. There were lots of things you didn't talk about or ask about.
Do you have any like extra memorable stories raising 3 kiddos? One of them being perfect.
You all were perfect in your own way.
But like, don't take away my spotlight though. It's kind of on me right now.
Yeah, but the
and-
problem is you're going to show this to my other kids.
Yeah, but they don't have a vlog, so maybe they should get one.
Well, one thing, going back to the first segment, you asked about stomping away from the dinner table and you got in a fight with one of your siblings. But what happened pretty early on is you started fighting back.
Yeah, I did. I was a little
And I
scrapper.
thought, this is good life skills. But you were a wonderful traveler.
Traveler? That kind of came out of left field. Thanks.
So we traveled all over the world. You were always a trooper.
I mean, I was lucky to.
You go out dancing with me and hang out with me when I went out dancing.
Yep. We went instead of movies, we went to ballets. That's what we attended together.
That's right.
And you were the one that instilled in me. I will tell you what, whenever I go see anything now, shows, movies, anything, I am like I literally just sit there and I watch and I don't say a word and I don't do anything. I barely move. Like sometimes I'll switch which leg I'm crossing over. But I really am just laser focused, and even my friends are like, you are insanely still during events, during movies and stuff. And I'm like, I grew up going to ballets with my dad where about 2-3 shows in, if I leaned over something and whispered, you'd be like, sit still, watch the show. You are not having it. Yeah. So I learned about theater etiquette real quick, which is how it should be.
You were always, from very early on, a super critic. I don't mean critic necessarily meaning you're critical.
Yeah.
But you had an opinion about what we saw.
Sure.
And would pretty much analyze it very much as a critic would. But you were really good at it. And then when you were a teenager, you were better than most critics. And then the other thing you didn't mention was what a ham you were.
Me?
Yes, you. It was it would be I think it was that famous picture at Hudson's birthday party where there's 5 kids at the table and Hudson's there, like blowing out his candle or something, and then there you're like a third over, and the camera is just obviously you're just sucking all the air out of the room. With your,
Stupid face.
Just like, and you're not doing anything bad. You're just taking up all the oxygen in the room.
I think a lot, I go through pictures from when I was a kid, and I think I picked up a lot of picture-taking habits from John Eric, because there is, like, rarely a serious picture. Like, whenever we would take pictures at Christmas, like, there's rarely one where I'm not just, like, pulling, like, some stupid face. I think this video's been long enough. I think we need to sign out now.
All right, bye.
No, wait, no! Hey guys, what's up? It is future Anna coming to this video with a little bit of bad news, I'm afraid. There's a little bit of a mix-up and part 3 got deleted, which absolutely broke my heart. I did everything I possibly could to recover the footage, but there was just no way. There was no way to recover it. Because I was also recording audio on my phone, I actually do still have the audio, so if enough people are interested, maybe some point in the future I'll make like a podcast version with just the audio, maybe put some pictures over it or something. I'm gonna be editing the audio for that for myself anyway, because it seems like such a shame that all of my teenage questions for my dad would just be lost in the ether. So yeah, there's not gonna be a part 3, and I know that sucks. Or maybe you didn't care, but I care, and that sucks, and I might in the future release sort of an audio podcast version. But thank you so much for watching these past 2 parts. I hope you enjoyed them, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.